This is it, everybody. The NLCS comes down to one final game. It's Game 7 with our Marlins and the Dodgers as we conclude what's been an outstanding NLCS to this point, where the road team has won all 6 games. Game 6 was by far the most entertaining, back and forth, crazy game that we have played. And we are going to have a chance at now making it to the World Series for the very first time if we can beat Emmett Sheehan and the Dodgers with Kyle Harrison taking the mound. Sheehan is their number 5 starter who has yet to start a postseason game this year. He barely pitched during the regular season. He's been up and down with this team the entire series. This is a really good matchup for us. And of course, we're going to have Kyle Harrison, who has been dominant so far in the postseason, already putting up a great 6-inning outing against the Dodgers in this series. I'm really hoping he can go deep into this game, as the bullpen only has one rested player right now. I think we're going to see the best guys still have a chance whenever they have to come into play. But hopefully Harrison can go deep in this outing and give us the game that we're looking for, as we also have to replace P.J. Morlando at first base. Augustin Ramirez is the replacement first baseman. There would be one other option. Move Johnny Grieve to first base, replace him at third with Connor Norby, whose defense is not nearly as strong, and then play Doug Butcher in left. But I am going to opt for the better defensive setup, at least to start this game. If we were to fall behind, maybe I shift things into more of an offensive focus. But right now, I'm ready for Game 7. It's our second straight season playing Game 7 of the NLCS on the road. We lost to the San Francisco Giants last year, a step away from going to the World Series. And here we are again, hoping we can match up with the Boston Red Sox. Here is Emmett Sheehan. Can we get after him early and take Game 7 and all 4 in Los Angeles? Settle in, everybody. One big game today that will decide everything here in the National League. Xavier Edwards leads things off, hitting .270 in the postseason. It's a chopper to the right side, gloved at second, and he is retired. I know I need to have better at-bats today with Hank Holder and Johnny Grieve, 2 guys whose impact has been inconsistent in this postseason. Brent Rooker as well. We have relied a lot on home runs, I feel like, here in the NLCS. That's how Holder and Logan O'Hoppe have made a difference. Holder hitting just .175, but does have 2 homers and 7 runs batted in. Here's Sheehan, a 2-2, up and in, full count. And the payoff to Hank is just outside, and there's a walk. Feel like I haven't drawn that many walks with Hank Holder. I actually want to see. Yeah, it's saying 1. I think that was it. Gotta get him on with that 99 speed. Here is Evan Carter. I'm glad I waited on that. That sweeper was kind of wild. That's headed to left center. Hank is sprinting. He's going to go as Carter has extras. Hank rounds third. He will score, and it's 1-0 Miami. The walk by Hank Holder already producing for us. Carter had a huge hit to the left center gap back in Game 6. That triple was incredible. I wanted to see us get off to a fast start today, and that's just what we do. Now, will the Dodgers have a quick hook? What is their strategy here in Game 7? Oh boy, top shelf, and Rooker comes up empty. And he struck him out. 3 pitches from Sheehan, a big out number 2. And then the Game 6 hero is up to bat, Connor Norby. 2 homers, also had a double. Without his effort, we might not be playing a Game 7. Look at the numbers. He's been on a tear. Count is 3-0 here from Emmett Sheehan. And that's called high, ball 4. And this guy's been on a tear the entire postseason run. Josh Lowe hitting .310. And we continue to get ahead in the count on Sheehan, waiting for that big mistake. The light's green here if we get something good. And we do! Flied right center. Under it, though. And it's going to be a 1-0 start. And we hand this lead off to Kyle Harrison, whose numbers really couldn't look a whole lot better. 32% strikeout rate. He has 1 walk in 12 innings and looked outstanding the first time he faced this team. I do think the lefties in general are a pretty good matchup with how lefty heavy, especially the middle of the order is. And while Ellie is a switch hitter, he's a lot better as a lefty. And he's going to send one to Holder, who probably won't have a chance here. Trying to look like Derek Jeter on the throw, and that's not going to do it. Ellie, of course, a major threat to take second base. Headed to right center. Lowe had a late jump, and he can't make the play. Carter backs him up. And heading around, no, holding is Ellie. On a double by Jose Ramirez. I knew the dive here was a long shot. Josh Lowe almost had it. I think it was worth a try. But 2 in scoring position already against Kyle Harrison. And here's Kyle Tucker. Got him around that time. Just a piece of it here. Tucker keeping the at-bat alive. And then takes. Running the count full. We do not want to load the bases. 9th pitch to Tucker. And he sends it to left field. That will put the Dodgers in front. 2-1. Tried to put him away there on a low curveball. This thing ended up more in the upper part of the zone, and the Dodgers now lead. No outs for Kyle Harrison. And don't forget, he pitched in Game 7 of last year's NLCS and was phenomenal against us. He's the reason we didn't make it to the World Series last season. We do not want him to be the reason this year as well. Gotta limit the damage here and settle it down now as Lowe strikes out. I'm sorry, Lau. And this guy really worries me today. Will Smith against lefties does not waste mistakes. And that's Josh Lowe, out number 2. Harrison low to Varsho, trying to wrap up this inning. Runner will leave early as that is called strike 3. Rough first for Harrison. But you know what? I planned on scoring more than 1. Not a great postseason this year for Johnny Grieve after last season was the turning point in his career. Sheehan not doing well early in at-bats. Another 3-0 count. And he works it back full. And called strike 3. Guess I got caught there kind of doubting his ability to find the strike zone, but as soon as he fell behind, it was 4 straight fastballs. If that continues here, I want to remain patient early and see if we can get some good ones to hit, like the one I just didn't swing at. And there's a changeup this time, and he'll get Logan O'Hoppe. And getting the start now, Augustine Ramirez. Hitless in October. And filling in some pretty big shoes because Morlando, for much of this run, had been hitting over 400 while playing excellent defense. This one is in the air, but very playable, and it is a 1-2-3 inning. And this one needs to be much cleaner here for Harrison, or we're going to have to start to panic and find our backup plan. You know, the top of their order really didn't do much first few games. And then you knew eventually it was probably going to come around, and I'm not surprised that now they're stringing all these hits together. They're much more competitive here ever since the 3rd or 4th game of the series with that big 9th inning comeback. Big strikeout here. Torres chases. O'Hoppe takes his time and gets him. Let's take care of Rigdon right here. And that's a good pitch right to Edwards. Got it. Larnach hitting ninth with how hot he's been is pretty surprising. Trevor Larnach has been one of their best players in the NLCS. Multiple homers, no issue with left-on-left at-bats, meaning Ellie is going to hit here in the second. And we just need this one to go a little bit better. He's out in front. A couple times now, he's been able to just find the right spot at short and beat out an infield single. Cannot catch the outside, and here's Harrison falling behind and losing him. Just the second walk of the postseason here for Harrison, and here's a chance. Jose Ramirez. And already 43 pitches into the game for Kyle Harrison. There we go. That's the strike I've been waiting for. And Edwards flips it to Holder. End of the inning. And here is the 2027 Rookie of the Year, Hank Holder, and he falls behind. Very surprising here that he's gone fastball 3 times at 2 strikes, all of them well above the zone. So it's a full count. And another walk for Holder. All right, Carter did it once. Can he do it again? A little aggressive. Good changeup. That's been one of his best pitches. He really hasn't missed with it. And now 0-2 on one of our best players, and he nearly hits him. Just a piece of that sweeper. That was a good 2-strike pitch. We're going to send Hank this time. It's inside, and Holder! He's in there! What a throw from Will Smith. Most runners are not safe on this steal attempt. Was anticipating maybe another off-speed pitch or a fastball we could do something with. We work Hank into scoring position, and Carter goes down swinging. High and tight fastball. Sheehan has struck out 5. So the inning is then left to Brent Rooker. Fishing on the first pitch. He's only hitting 176. No postseason homers with an OPS half of what you'd expect. 433. And he popped up the changeup. A little late. And Sheehan has put up 2 zeros back-to-back. This is a successful start for him, I'd say. I'm not sure how much further he goes. He doesn't have, great stamina. Might be a 3 or 4 inning day for him. Meanwhile, we have Tucker leading off the inning this time. Really need Harrison to have a quicker frame if he's to see 5 innings or so. We're already approaching 50 pitches. Throughout the series, we've gotten Tucker to chase a few, and this one's going to be rolled past Hank Holder into center field. Breaking ball up and through the middle. Tucker, he will stay at second. First 2-1 here in the third, as Harrison is just not on his game today. I think it's a good time for a mound visit. Can we settle him down or not? Bullpen's not in the best shape to pitch 5 or 6 innings of this game, but it's game 7. Sometimes that's what it takes. Will Smith on the ground right to Hank Holder. Well-timed mound visit, a 6-4-3 double play. Oftentimes I feel like this game is generous with the double play bailouts, but there have not been many of those at all in the postseason. Varsho waving and falling behind. Harrison gives up a line drive to left, and it's 3-1. Varsho wants 2. He'll get it. That was a good pitch, but a better piece of hitting by Dalton Varsho. Left on left, slider the other way. I mean, that is exactly where you want it. It's not a strike. A very difficult pitch for a lefty to do anything with. Through 3. The Dodgers lead 3-1. The pressure is on as they've gotten after our top starter. And the bats are going to have to wake up. And this is, I think, a pivotal inning because I don't think Sheehan pitches a whole lot longer. Let's give him a parting gift here before he exits. Line drive, Connor Norby, and that is a base hit.
That's out.
He's actually done a really good job keeping pitches around the edges of the zone.
Nope.
Pitches like that. I've chased a couple. Been mad at myself every time I've done it. But again, we get ahead in the count, and he sails a fastball outside. In this case here, I'm not sure I'm as green light as I was earlier. Oh my, and it's the best pitch to hit all day. I mean, you want to force him to throw strikes and show he can do it. And he does again in this case. High drive from Josh Lowe into the left center gap. That's been the money zone in this series, but it's run down. Good fastball again from Sheehan ahead of Johnny Grieve. And he puts one in the air. Not hit all that hard, though. It's caught in left. Logan O'Hoppe. He had his best game in Game 6. Caught Ellie stealing, hit a big home run. And now 2 gone in the 4th. Sheehan, pitch number 80. And it's outside. It's a chopper to third. Good slider. And the end of the inning. 4 innings, 1 run given up by Emmett Sheehan. If that's all he does today, that is a success. And I'm wondering as we go to the 5th inning if I don't go to that offensive backup plan. Do we slide Johnny Grieve over to first? Put Norby in the infield and have Doug Butcher lead off the 5th. And probably have at least 2 trips today. In the air for Norby, and that's going to be run down. I think that may have to be the plan. Doug Butcher's on the playoff roster because you never know when you need that extra offense. How is Trevor Larnach continually getting left-on-left hits? Absolutely ridiculous. I'd love to face Ellie again with him here. I don't know if that's the best idea. I'm going to go with the new pitcher. He's given up 8 hits. Harrison just not getting the job done. I'm nervous every time the ball's put in play right now, and you can't have that. It is not a good day for Kyle Harrison. We're still going to have a lefty up, though. I'm going to Jose Hernandez, who hasn't pitched very many times in the 4th inning in this series. But I prefer having Ellie face a lefty still. You want to keep him off the base paths at all costs, as singles tend to turn into doubles. And this time, it's going to be a fielder's choice. But maybe I'm not better off facing Jose Ramirez with him as a righty, because he's been outstanding. It's pulled, and Johnny Grieve will throw to first, where he will look to play the remainder of this game. And it's Tyler Glasnow in the Dodgers bullpen entering the game. And we're going to make our switch here, and Doug Butcher will pinch hit. Can Doug Butcher give us the boost we need here in Game 7? What an opportunity for the 1st round pick. I was so excited to draft him. That's going to go foul. Wasn't supposed to be there. Dropped in the draft because of injury concerns that were realized in his first season, where he missed 80-90% of it. But this year, he's been incredible when he's gotten the chance. But on the ground to second base, he's retired. A fly ball from Xavier Edwards. And that'll be an easy play. 2 hits so far for Miami. And 2 walks for Hank Holder. But now 2 down. Can he do any damage? First pitch. Base hit left field. Hank is on a 3rd straight time. Extending the inning. Evan Carter. 1 for 2, hitting .263 in the postseason with 3 homers, 8 RBIs. Headed to left, turning foul. I tried to hold back on that 12-6. I knew that could be coming. Strike 3 on Carter. All right, the defensive substitutions were made. Connor Norby is now in the infield. And Kyle Tucker has left the building on a solo homer, 110 miles per hour off the bat. 4-1 Los Angeles. That'll be it for Jose Hernandez. And here comes Kenny Norris. Really needs some good innings the rest of the way. It's going to be tough enough down 3. Fishing is Brandon Lau. I like Norris facing these lefties. That's why he's entered early so many times. That's just been what the batting order has been, and he strikes out Lau. Smith can't catch up. 100 miles per hour thrown by him. Norris a little wild, trying to get him to chase. Kenny Norris, 3-2, and a changeup. He was actually ready for it. Let's see this one. Norris strikes him out. Norris does his job. He strikes out all 3 batters he faces in the 5th. But this was meant to be a run all about the Miami offense. And there have been games where it's really shown up. Game 6 being one of the best examples. But it's been a much lower scoring October than I expected. And that is, again, popped up by Brent Rooker. Rounded by Norby, and Ellie De La Cruz retires him. And not patient at all here. Lowe is done in the 6th. So here comes Declan Cronin. He's done a pretty good job so far in October. He'll get the 6th inning. Base hit smoked by Gleyber Torres. And Johnny Grieve with a great pick. Double play. There has just been no cooling off Trevor Larnach here in October. 2 for 2 today. How bad has it been? He has homered in 3 consecutive games, has 3 consecutive multi-hit games, and has at least 1 hit in every game this series. And he is now 3 for 3. Cannot get a strike here against Ellie. Everything's outside. All right, back in the game again. Cronin against Ellie De La Cruz. And he got him. Wow. Not a pitch that often works. Hey, we still got 3 innings with the best offense in baseball this year. Down 3. Got to get a run here. Haven't scored since the 1st. TJ Antone. Johnny Grieve hit hard to center. The ball is on a reach. He'll have extras. Hustling to second. He'll hold there on a leadoff double. I thought that was going to get run down. But 106 off the bat. It is just out of the reach on Johnny's best swing, perhaps, of October. Haven't done great against fastballs, I feel, in this series, so that one feels very good. Busted the bat now of O'Hoppe. Again, up and in. Well located. And the second at-bat now for Doug Butcher. Butcher right center, and that one's not hit all that hard. I don't feel comfortable running here with 2 outs. Good pitch, too. 83 off the bat. We got to do more with pitches like that. Xavier Edwards having a rough go of things in this game. Yet to hit one all that hard. And now he sends it in the air, right center field, and it is caught. The inning is over. Edwin Uceda will now enter the game in the 7th inning. Change up gets Ramirez to miss. This pitch worked well for Cronin. And it'll get a strikeout of Ramirez. Just not quite where I had targeted that. And the 3-for-3 Kyle Tucker. He sends one off the mound to Hank Holder. Oh, and he threw him off the bag. That's an error. Weekly hit to Norby, back in the infield, delivering to Johnny Grieve. All right. Joan Duran is going to get the 9th inning, it looks like. This 8th inning is huge. Holder has reached 3 times already tonight. Now puts it on the ground, and Ellie takes care of it. Evan Carter really needs to give us a boost here. He's driven in our only run of the game. And now hammers one to right. That's headed back and out of here. A solo homer for Evan Carter makes it 4-2. A bloop and a blast away from tying it. And we need a better impact here from Brent Rooker. It's been another rough game. We'll let that one go. Just got to get something to hit hard. That big hit is in there somewhere. But another one in the air that is playable. Got me with the slider. And that means the 8th inning is up to Connor Norby. Joan Duran getting ready for the 9th. Big curveball, and that is strike 3. And we'll trail by at least 2 in the 9th inning with our season on the line. The offense has been a letdown. A lot of guys just haven't been able to get things going. What made our lineup so good was that we had usually 8 guys who were in excellent form. And here in the postseason, haven't gotten much from Rooker, haven't gotten much from Johnny. O'Hoppy's impact has been inconsistent. I think Morlando was making up for a lot of that with how often he was on base. And losing him and not having nearly the same production there out of the 9 spot certainly hurts. Brian Ariano gets the 8th for us. He's a little bit fresher than George Soriano, who could still enter in an emergency here. But so far, Ariano keeping it under control. Rigdon takes inside. I'd certainly rather not face Trevor Larnach again until the 9th. I don't mind facing him in the 9th, but I guess we'll have to do it now. Good pitch, and Ariano makes the play. And it all comes down to this, everybody. Another Game 7 on the road, and we trail in the 9th. 5 for 5 is Joan Duran, not even allowing a run, especially tough on lefties. And here is an impact lefty in Josh Lowe. First step for us is to try to get a base runner any way that we can. And Duran gives us that triple-digit heater, strike 1. It's headed to left. It is a fair ball for Josh Lowe into the corner. He'll have second. The tying run now comes to the plate. Just enough to keep that ball fair. And here is Logan O'Hoppy. Great October for Josh Lowe. I'm sorry, it's Johnny Grieve first. 1 for 3, hitting .229. Fastball or a splitter. It looks like a fastball. It's coming in so hot. Gets away, and Lowe's going to move up to third base. A lot of room here at Dodger Stadium on wild pitches, too. 1-1 now on Johnny. And a breaking ball. It's put in the air in right field, but a little too shallow to run, especially in a 2-run game. He would have been nailed at the plate. So Logan O'Hoppe comes up now. Can he bring home that third run? 100 on the outside corner. No thank you. And that high curveball, never quite ready for that. Popped up. That's a good one to hit, too. Just been behind so much. And that means the young Doug Butcher comes to the plate. What a spot for him. Down to our last out, trailing by 2 in the 9th inning of Game 7 of the NLCS. First pitch fouled back on a 101 fastball. And it is a sharp foul ball. 2 strikes. Now a fly ball to center. Butcher is under it. The Los Angeles Dodgers are headed to the World Series. And again, we go down in a Game 7 on the West Coast. 1 game from the World Series. That was just a frustrating, bad offensive performance on my part. Did not take advantage of good pitches. Had a couple curveballs there. Couldn't even drive them in from third base. And even after going down 2-0, on the verge of 3-0 until a heroic 9th inning comeback in Game 3, the Dodgers pull it off and win the only home game of the series. Pitching started poorly, but you give up 4 runs. You hope that's, good enough to get the job done. 7 strikeouts. Had actually some trouble against Sheehan because of the way he could change speeds, and at least he was locating his changeup pretty well. But 2 runs is not going to win you many games. And again, this season comes to an end. We're now 6 years through this series. We have not yet appeared in the World Series, let alone won a title yet. I expect us to win these games. I'm planning out my week thinking about, okay, I want to get through this game. I want to get recording the World Series. And now an off-season is next. I don't want to do an off-season. I want to go beat the Red Sox. But didn't hit very well, so we don't get that chance. And the Dodgers just swept Boston 4-0. The Red Sox score 4 runs in 4 games. And the Dodgers are on top of the baseball world again, partially at our expense. Where do we go from here then? We now have to look ahead to Season 7 and another off-season. We have some key free agents. They include Brent Rooker, who has been phenomenal with us, just not so much in the postseason run. Josh Lowe is also set to be a free agent. We'll see how much interest he gets as a 32-year-old outfielder who's an 80. I can't imagine his market is massive. I'm looking at our rotation after the dust has settled now, and I think that Ryan Pepiot is going to be on his way out. Looks like he's set to be a free agent, and I would like to go in a new direction. And I think it would be great if we could get Jorge Vizcaino up at the majors and see if he's ready to contribute now. The strikeout numbers are impressive, and the hit per 9 still has a little ways to go. But he did put together a really good year at AAA. Can't pull up the numbers now, but he did have his best minor league season, and at 79 overall, you sure hope he can help at the majors. He likely gets added to the 40-man roster. We also have Vladimir Ortiz, who could be in that mix. I'm looking for a specific skill that helps him succeed at the majors. The hit per nine, the K per nine, I'm not sure either one are nearly high enough. With this spread out skill set, sometimes I end up waiting a little bit longer to trust a player, whereas with Vizcaino, at least he has a calling card. At least he can miss bats right now. Maybe a guy like Thomas White gets one more look as he's out of options. And at 82 overall, it would be really disappointing if he just simply couldn't do it. What is Doug Butcher's role next season? Is he really just going to be a bench player with the type of contact and on-base skills that he has? Durability has come up to 59. He's a starting caliber player. Do we give him the chance to start? If Rooker hits free agency, he could be the new DH, which would help with the durability concerns. If Butcher becomes the new DH, I think he goes to the leadoff spot. And I think then you move Xavier Edwards down to maybe 5 or 6. That might sound a little crazy, but with his batting clutch, maybe we can get more out of him if he's hitting down a little bit lower. I could even consider moving Evan Carter up to the 2 spot, and maybe Holder goes to 3 or 4. Still a very high on-base guy, and the average has been really good the last 2 years, so he's certainly still going to be probably either second or third in the lineup. I think Norby could be a very solid cleanup bat. I have to keep an eye a little bit on the regression here, especially against lefties, but I like what I've seen so much these last 3 years. That's why he's already signed to a 3-year extension that begins next year. We'll see about Josh Lowe. I think he's an outstanding player, but clearly a declining player at the same time. I don't think money is going to be much of an issue for us in the offseason. Unless our budget for some reason drops. It's been at like $300+ million all year, and it jumped once we hit spring training. I just don't know if it's going to stay at this level when the offseason hits and then go back up when spring comes around or not. If we have a lot of money available, maybe we're active in trying to find another starting pitcher. I like the idea of adding another starter and then making the rotation deeper so you have like Noble Meyer versus Jorge Vizcaino trying to fight for that 5th spot, rather than just hope that Vizcaino can be the 5th guy. I even think that if he doesn't make it initially, that Vizcaino could end up being a good reliever with that strikeout stuff. Depends, if he gives up a lot of hard contact, a lot of extra base hits. We'll have to see. He has such a unique skill set with a slower velo, but still managing to miss bats, relying a lot on break. He has a 91 break. I think he factors into the team next year. There was a time when I really wanted to trade for Mike Trout in this series, but I think we have missed the opportunity to do that. He's down to a 72 overall now. Numbers were actually pretty solid this season. But when it comes to that right field spot, there's a chance I look outside the organization and am willing to make a move. We still have a number of really good prospects that likely are not going to help us out in the next year or two, and the window is open right now. We were so close to making it to the World Series twice. At this point, I don't think that Brent Rooker really has a good chance to come back. He could always return to be a DH, and Doug Butcher goes to right. That's certainly an option. But I like the idea of Butcher having the chance to be DH. Keep him on the field more often, and I think we've seen so far that he is ready to make an impact. Next year, we'll get Joe Brown back from injury and hope that he can return to his rookie season form, where he was just a much better overall hitter. I think that if I add a right fielder in the offseason, it would be nice if they had some first base flexibility just in case. We do have PJ Morlando. What would a full season of him starting look like? It's really difficult to say, but the last couple of years combined, just 41 games have looked really promising. And that's not even including the postseason numbers in this. For position players that could end up making an impact, maybe a guy like Aubrey Fenner gets a chance. He's not going to help us a whole lot defensively, but the offensive skills look really good. I think the lack of defense, though, will make it tough for him to make the roster early or without an injury. Gleyber Torres, he ends up being the World Series MVP for the Dodgers. The postseason MVP is Kyle Tucker, who somehow beat out Trevor Larnach. And here's a look at the free agents for this year. Miami will have to deal with a few key relievers also now being available. George Soriano, Cole Sands, Edwin Uceda, three of our very best. Sands down to an 81. Got to think about how many more years can he close. Do we think about maybe going in a different direction? But George Soriano, he's definitely been getting better and better. I'd certainly love to bring him back, and looks like his demand is going to be near 8 to 10 million. I imagine that's about the same for all three of those guys. Let's see if they give us an early budget number. Looks like 367, leaving us with 100 or so available after all the arbitrations and estimates. Brent Rooker looking for around 20. I am leaning and going in a different direction. I think I really want Doug Butcher to have a chance to be our DH. And if it doesn't work out, I think we can always make a move to go get somebody. Pepio looking for 13.2 after the way last year ended. I don't see that happening. And Josh Lowe, he wants about 13 a year as well. I don't think we have to make any changes to our staff. I think we've developed well. We had a really good season, just could not win Game 7. But what do you think needs to happen to this team, looking at the way we are constructed? Do you think Doug Butcher is ready to be that everyday DH? Do we try to trade or get aggressive in finding us a new right fielder? What skill set does this team lack? What can we target in free agency to make sure we're playing in the World Series next season? This is not the ending to the season any of us wanted, but thank you all for the support in this series. We are still going to be pushing for a World Series. The franchise is not going to be ending yet. I will be looking to start a new Madden franchise, and I do think we need to have a bit of a sped up, maybe a more sped up format than we've had for the regular season stuff, and I have some ideas for getting us to the postseason again. That's what we care about right now. Not as much of the regular season grind outside of the major events, the new players, and the developments that happen there. But thank you all for your support. I really wish I was playing the World Series next, but let's put the pieces in place and make another run at it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the off season.